He begins by asking a simple question, one that feels harmless at first. What if the thing that made your life better was also the thing quietly taking it away? He lets the silence breathe for a moment. Then the story opens. It is the early 1910s. America is shifting, humming, glowing. Factories rise like monuments to a new, modern world. Electric lights spark through cities. Machines roar. Opportunity spreads like wildfire. For many families, especially young women looking for independence, this new age feels like a doorway, bright, open, promising. And in New Jersey, inside a building that smells of paint and industry, dozens of young women step into a room that will change history. They are the dial painters. Most of them are teenagers. Some are barely older. They wear modest dresses, tie ribbons in their hair, and whisper about weekend dances and dream of things that feel simple. Good pay, better futures, maybe a chance to help their families climb out of poverty. Working here is considered a privilege, almost glamorous. It is one of the best factory jobs a woman can hope for. The pay is good. The hours are fair. The company provides the materials. More importantly, the job feels elegant, artistic. They paint the glowing numbers on wristwatches and clock faces. Numbers that will shine in the dark. A miracle material, the supervisors call it. A wonder of science. A breakthrough. They call it radium. The girls do not fear it. Why would they? Advertisements brag that radium makes water healthier, makes skin glow, makes life stronger. It is sold in tonics and cosmetics. Doctors recommend it. Newspapers call it the element of the future. So, the girls trust it. Of course they do. Everyone does. Inside the factory, the process is delicate. The brushes are thin. Too thin, really. After a few strokes, the bristles bend. To keep the lines sharp, the supervisors instruct the workers to lip point the brushes. A simple motion. Place the brush between the lips, twist it to a point, return to painting. They hesitate at first. It feels strange. But the supervisors smile reassuringly. It's perfectly safe. Don't worry. Even the chemists do it. So the girls obey. Paint, lip point. Paint, lip point. Day after day, thousands of glowing numbers shine beneath their hands. Some of the girls find the glow enchanting. When the lights go out, their clothes sparkle faintly. Their fingertips shimmer. They joke that they look like angels. Some smear a little on their teeth before dates, just for the fun of watching their smiles glow in the dark. No one warns them. No one stops them. No one tells them that every glowing speck entering their bodies is a quiet countdown already ticking. Time passes. The factory hums with life. The girls giggle, chatter, whisper secrets. They save money for weddings, for schools, for futures. They walk home at dusk, dresses glowing faintly beneath the street lamps, a sight so strange and beautiful that strangers stop and watch. But beauty rarely comes without a price. The first signs are small. A toothache, a sore jaw. Nothing unusual. A girl goes to the dentist, who shrugs and says it's probably nothing. He pulls a tooth. It doesn't heal. Another girl begins to walk with a limp. Her ankle aches for no reason. A doctor says it might be a strain, maybe poor shoes. He recommends rest. But the rest never helps, because rest cannot stop something they cannot see. One night, a young woman named Grace wakes to find her jaw throbbing.
She presses her hand against her cheek, and something feels wrong. Not painful, not swollen, just wrong. A strange looseness, as if the bone beneath her skin is softening. She tells her supervisor. He laughs gently and tells her not to worry. "It's nothing," he says. "You girls are healthy, strong. You're lucky to work with such a modern material." But the weeks pass. More girls fall sick. Some grow thin. Others tire quickly, unable to climb stairs. Their gums bleed. Their joints ache. Their smiles dim.
Still, the company insists the work is safe. They have doctors, they say, experts, reports. Everything is approved. But in back offices, behind heavy wooden doors, private meetings take place. Letters circulate. Some staff members begin wearing protective gear, quietly, intentionally, without explanation. None of the girls are given the same protection. Slowly, painfully, the truth begins to surface. The glowing element they trusted, the one they handled every day, the one they placed between their lips over and over again, it does not leave the body. It settles into the bones. It shines inside them. It burns quietly, relentlessly, rewriting their cells, weakening their marrow, hollowing them from the inside out. But the company denies everything. When doctors suspect radium poisoning, the company retaliates. They say the illnesses are due to poor hygiene, bad teeth, women's weakness, hysteria, anything except the truth. The girls are dismissed. Some are mocked. Some are threatened. But the suffering becomes impossible to hide. One woman's job reeks apart in the dentist's hands. Another loses her teeth one by one. Another finds that her bones fracture with the smallest touch. And yet they are told they are imagining it, that they are trying to ruin a good company, that they are just looking for attention.
The injustice becomes a second wound, deeper, sharper, more painful than the first. Grace, once full of hope, now struggles to walk, but she does not let herself disappear. She gathers names, testimonies, stories. She meets other women, some limping, some bandaged, some pale and trembling. Together, they realize something vital. If they do not fight, no one ever will. So they speak, quietly at first, then louder. They file lawsuits. They face lawyers who accuse them of lying. They sit in courtrooms while reporters whisper that they are exaggerating. They stand before judges who have never seen young women aged by suffering. They answer questions through clenched jaws, swollen ankles, trembling hands. But they do not stop. Their voices, shaky but determined, begin to crack the silence the company built around them. Slowly, painfully, the world starts to pay attention. Newspapers publish the truth. Doctors testify. Radiologists come forward, horrified. People ask how a company could knowingly let this happen, how a miracle material became a weapon, how young women became disposable in the pursuit of profit. The girls are not seeking revenge, they are seeking recognition, dignity, justice, and above all, protection for the workers who will come after them.
Their case becomes a turning point in history. It leads to laws, safety standards, workplace protections, scientific reforms, changes that ripple across decades. But progress does not erase their pain. It does not restore their health. It does not give them back the years they lost. Even so, they keep fighting, because their suffering, if ignored, will simply repeat for someone else. In their quiet strength, they become something unexpected. Symbols, warnings, voices for the voiceless. And long after the court battles end, long after the factories close, long after the glow fades from their fingertips, their story continues to shine brighter than any material they ever touched. People today walk into workplaces that are safer because of them. Workers are protected because they were not. Rules exist because they suffered without them. History remembers them not for the tragedy that shaped their lives, but for the courage that defined them. They were the Radium Girls. Young women who stepped into a new century believing they were helping build a brighter world. They did not know the cost that world would ask of them. But when the moment came, they stood their ground. They challenged an empire of industry. They changed laws. They changed science. They changed the future. Their glow was never meant to last forever, but their legacy, quiet, powerful, unbreakable, still lights the path forward.